So the last ride that Cody wanted to do was the only ride in the park that doesn't accept fast passes. Okay, that's all right. We're going to head on over there. We'll see where the line's at. It's getting dark. So we get over there, Conrad, and it says 105-minute wait.
Oh my, that is not Double J style.
Conrad, you got to do it for the kids, right? As they say.
Now, hang on. Did you reach in your pocket and did you pull out some folded money? Because that would be so out of character for you. Or did you wait like an asshole 105 minutes?
So Jay looked at me and we kind of said, Cody, it's up to you, but it's 105 minutes. Like, that's 2 hours. We're going to be 2 hours. Cody was running on nothing but adrenaline. Now his feet are sore. When a man walks around the park for
everything's sore. Yep.
Everything is sore. I'll just leave it there. He said, yep, let's go. Kara and her boyfriend dipped out and they went and did a few other things. But me, Jacqueline, Cody, Jay Lethal, we go. And about 30 minutes in, Karen says, all right, we're going to play a little game here. Who's going to hit it? Well, sure enough, it got up to just past 95 minutes. And here's the whole high spot. So it is, I'm trying to think how it was, because it was, so Jacqueline was first in line. Jay and Cody second, kind of, they were in front of us, me and Karen in the back. And we go load the people on the line, and it's a motorbike and a sidecar that fits with the Harry Potter movie. And so you two at a time, and Jacqueline got on and she got paired up with somebody just how the line fell. And Jay and Cody got on, and they got on, and me and Karen started to walk through, and the guy said, whoa, hold up. That car's full. So they go, and then all of a sudden, so they're in the last car of the car in front of us, and they pull on off, and me and Karen, here we are sitting on, I'm on the motorbike, she's in a sidecar. And I said, honey, we waited for 2 hours and we ain't even ride with him. So we got a big chuckle out of that, but it was fun. He had a blast, and this may not ring a bell, but we capped the night off by eating at Miller's Ale House, and that is the watering hole and stomping grounds. And there's been all kinds of shenanigans that gone down in there, but they had TV screens everywhere. It's a big sports bar with good food, and we went over there. And Cody remembers as a child. He loved the food over there. So we went and had a birthday dinner over there and sang happy birthday. And that was the night. And Jay Lethal packed up and went back to Tampa. But it was a fun-filled day with old Coaster. But me and Karen, we got to ride all the – we waited almost 2 hours and didn't even ride with him on the last ride. But all right.
What a rib.
Oh, brother. You have no idea.
Hey, I did want to ask you, I don't know if you saw over the weekend, I know you didn't get a chance to see the actual event in Saudi Arabia, but Triple H was quoted as saying the WWE Saudi Arabia relationship is here to stay. I know you've been studying and you've sort of been the tip of the spear, if you will, as far as international and wrestling and its impact. Pardon the pun. But what do you make of that WWE Saudi relationship, and what is the opportunity? Because I feel like we always talk about domestic, Jeff. Everybody's talking about USA or TBS or TNT. But like the world is a lot bigger than just here in America. And you help negotiate a lot of those deals on the TNA side. As you see, the honey hole that WWE's found with Saudi Arabia, like $100 million a year. Is there an opportunity for another wrestling company to do something in Saudi Arabia or a similar arrangement in another area of the world?
There is absolutely another opportunity in the Middle East. There is massive opportunities to me globally. Conrad, maybe we do this on Ask Jeff Anything, or maybe it's, I don't know. We always talk about past events, Conrad, and do a deep dive. Today it's going to be fun to dive into our TNA's first ever 3-hour pay-per-view, but we could probably spend a whole podcast on where's things going or this or that, but we may not want to give out too many of your trade secrets. But I say that, Conrad, internationally, how do I make this concise? Well, look, and For better or worse, obviously Global Force didn't get off the ground, but I had a mindset to partner with international promotions right out of the gate, because I'm not going to say that the United States is saturated. That is not that's a reality, but it's not the main strategy. Is that the world is just so much more connected uh, due to technology, and the pay-per-view world, if you will. Years ago, I mean, they had no pay-per-view internationally, and I'm not saying that's where it's evolving, but the streaming world's taking place. And you just look at the country of India, Amazon Prime, Apple, obviously Disney, Hotstar, all that. Just the international markets for professional wrestling, because at the end of the day, like everyone knows, we don't have seasons. We're a hybrid form of a entertainment that is not true sport, but it can land on, and sometimes that's been a positive, sometimes it's been a negative. It can land on a all sports network, or it can land on a general entertainment. There's a lot of places wrestling can be plugged in, and it always rates. And comparatively speaking, it's not in India, as they call it, a big shiny dance floor show that's super expensive to produce and cut and all that. It's relatively inexpensive and gets ratings. And as time has evolved and progressed, that has, in my opinion, has been the future for over 10 years. And you kind of look back at, on your family of podcasts. I mean, I'm sure there's been a number of done on SummerSlam 92 in
Yeah.
Wembley. But as the international markets, I'm surprised it's taken this long in a lot of ways. I just think that from an international perspective, there's more than room for, I'm going to say, not just another company, a few other companies. And when you have kind of the nuts and bolts of say a AAA, and the amount of talent those guys have, and under 100, and I think they may be at 200 IP. They just have a depth of talent that you can go develop other countries and kind of have an international all-star roster. And I just, I think the sky's the limit in so many ways. And you've touched on Saudi Arabia, but Conrad, I think I saw that there's many dates through Europe for, is it Raw and SmackDown that are
Yeah.
coming up next? Well, so that's what I'm saying. I mean, the international money's there, the audience there, the growth to me has been there. So international in so many ways is the wave of the future.
I'm curious, we know that WWE is continuing to expand. I mean, we hear more and more about their global expansion seemingly every week. Obviously, it's a big opportunity for AEW. I think everybody knows that, they're the number two player in the space. How vital do you think international would be for the growth of a brand like Impact as it sits today in 2024?
You just have to go back and look at 2005, 6, 7, when we were at TNA, and working with our agent, and looking across the globe and knowing, okay, WWE is in this market and they're on this broadcaster and they're getting these ratings. It opens the door for 3 or 4 other ones. And so, the TNAs of the world, to really dive in and put a strategy together. And again, I'm going, I don't say double down, but the way technology has progressed, the biggest network or distributor in the world is YouTube, and you
Yeah,
have massive audience sitting right there. You don't have to get clearance to get traction.
that's right.
That is radically different than it was in 05, 06, 07. It was radically different than, really, if you want to go back and look at 2014, 15, 16, when I was really had my nose in the ground and looking at different things about Global Force. The world has changed with YouTube online, and the way that they subscribers, viewers, consumers, the way you can monetize YouTube. You don't have to go get a clearance, like I said, to get traction. And that's one of the things that really excites me about the growth of our industry wide.